Hello everybody, welcome back to South Wales Toilets. Going to be talking a little bit about this float valve here, bottom entry fill valve, which I just picked up from Screwfix as it happens. It's a 1/2 inch thread, it's adjustable height. I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute, right? So if you've got a bottom entry cistern, so basically to show you here, this is not side entry, this is an example of bottom entry where you see the brass shank sticking out the bottom. Okay, bottom entry fills from the bottom, okay. So, unfortunately, okay, it is made in China, unfortunately. But don't be put off, because for a Chinese product it's not too bad. You can pick them up for just under a tenner. Under a tenner you can pick these up, okay? So it does not have an air gap backflow prevention device. So what I would do is, when you install it, make sure the fill valve is adjusted properly, the height is adjusted properly, so water does not reach the critical level mark. Anyway, let's unbox it and take it out and show you what it looks like. Okay, so it's just nothing fancy. Give me a second. God's sake. Okay, so basically, pop him out like that, and basically that's your float valve. Now, basically it's got a brass shank. Talk about the bits how to adjust in a minute. So it's a Flomasta, as it says on there, yeah. On here, a CL line there means critical level, so your water level should not reach at, because then you risk backflow. But if you've got these set up correctly, you won't have a problem, okay. So basically, how you adjust them is, see that grey pin there? So you pull this grey pin out. Obviously, so just pretend this is in your cistern. I'm not going to show you in there a sec. So just pretend this is in your cistern. You pop this grey pin out. Do not lose this, because it's got to go back in the same way, okay? So put that by there. And basically, let me try and show you a second. Basically, you rotate it anti-clockwise. So you rotate it like this, okay? I want to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so you turn it that way. You turn it towards you, yeah? Turn it that way, sorry. Where I'm pointing towards you. Oh. So let me try and... So that way. So yeah, you turn this towards the right, okay? So you turn it that way. Right, that towards you. So turn this to the right, I guess. This bit by here, turn that. There we are. And you can adjust it like that. And to lock it back in a place, you just turn it clockwise. So, like that. So turn it towards you, like this. And we can turn it towards you. And then lock it back, turning it clockwise. Poor explanation, I know. So anyway, give me 1 second. So basically, just say now, for example, it's in your cistern, turn it towards the right, anti-clockwise, and then this top half just slides up, and if you turn it towards the left, turn it that way, that locks it back into position. But if you turn it right, that unlocks it and you can move it up and down. And then what you're doing, once it's in position, you take your grey clip, and you stick him in there. Oh, let me show this properly. Doing it one-handed is a bit not great, not practical. You stick him in the groove by here, see this little groove by here? 1 second. Doing it one-handed, so bear with me. Stick him in there. Doing it one-handed, that's a problem. Okay. Yeah, whatever you do, do not lose that grey clip. Hang on, let me get him in there for a sec. Right, so he's in now. See, he's in there like this now. And basically that locks it in position. And that's it then, that's in there and that's not going to move. Mark the toilet here. Yeah, so anyway, so that's locked in place, and basically this is how you can only adjust the water level as well, is by pulling that out, this grey clip, turning this body that way, that way, and then you can lift this top bit up to a desired height, and then turn it to the left that way to lock it in position, and then you put your clip in, your grey clip there, into a groove there, and that locks in position. And this is the only way you can actually adjust the water level inside your cistern, so that's just how it is in these. Most of them, you can adjust it with a pin, which is attached to the float, but this one you can't. And to service it is going to be tricky, because I've never serviced one of these. I think there's a pin in there which you got to pull out, and this head comes off, the top head comes off. So I'm not going to talk about that one, because I haven't got anything to pull the little pin out with. So anyway, in your then, when you fit these, depending on your water pressure, give me 1 minute, okay, because I'm going to take this out to show you what it looks like. So when we got it out, pin their neck to get it out. You need a tweezers or something like that. Now this is your flow restrictor, okay? And you'd only use that, which would slot into that inlet hole by there. And what that does is restrict your flow. Now I don't really like installing these, to be fair, because I just find it just takes ages to fill up. The cistern will just take a while to fill up. If you've got low water pressure, which is fed off a cistern in an attic or something like that, you know, indirect, where the pressure is low, and yeah, you don't want to be using that. Take that out, chuck it away. If you're on mains pressure, where you got like 10 bar, 11 bar, great, you can use them. And then you just slot it in there like that. But what I would basically go and do is, just take it out, chuck it away, and just install it as it is. And then it just fill up a lot better than what it would. So, that said, I'm going to show you how one works now. Well, not how one works, but how it performs. Okay, so in by it, you got the inlet, obviously, and you got further up by here, you got an O-ring which seals it when you adjust it, a lock in position, and then by here you got a diaphragm washer. But to get access to that, you need to take that bit off by there, and I haven't got anything to take it off, so I won't be able to show you that, I'm afraid. And basically, this by here is your instructions. So, you know, that shows you how to fit it. Obviously, you don't need any silicone or anything like that. That sits on the inside of your cistern. That plastic sleeve washer goes under the bottom of your cistern like that. And then your back nut then holds it in place, and you just nip it up with a pair of adjustable pliers, something like that. Water pump pliers, pair of grips. So let me take you upstairs now, and I'll show you what one looks like and how it works. Give me a second. So what we got here is exactly the same fill valve, where it's got your critical level mark by there, and it's a delay fill valve. And what I mean by that is, as soon as you flush the toilet, it doesn't fill up straight away. So give me 1 second. Watch now. So it's a delay fill. And to show you as well how this has been adjusted correctly, because if you're installing this with a similar flush valve to this, you want to make sure the height of this is adjusted so that the water level does not reach the critical level there. Usually that needs to be 25 mil, 30 mil higher than this, which is the overflow, okay? So I'm going to overfill it now. And you can see then, it's not going to reach a critical mark. because this is set up correctly, so just going to show you. So that's going to overfill now. And as you see, that has not reached the critical mark. Now that's got to be about 15 mil, 15-20 mil under the line, which is good, but ideally you need to be 25 mil. Okay, and that's just another look at it by there. So if you want one, you can get them in B&Q, and you can get these in Screwfix. I think the actual makers of the fill valve, obviously made in China. I think WDI is the actual make, but it's branded as Flomasta, okay? And water fills up from here. So basically, it shoots up the tube like that, and then comes back down and fills up from there. So yeah, quiet. Handy piece of kit. Cheap, easy, straightforward. Lovely thick rubber washer, which I can show you. Give me 1 second. Nice thick rubber washer, no need for silicone putty or anything like that. Stick it in. That goes on the inside. That plastic nut goes underneath the cistern on the outside. Follow that back nut, tighten it up with a pair of grips. 2 quarter turns, so a half turn in, and then you're good to go. So yeah, cheap, straightforward, no messing about, simple. And to be honest, it's quiet. And to be honest, many people recommend them, got good reviews. So if you want one, have a look down Screwfix and maybe pick one up if you need one, if you need a replacement. If you're replacing like for like, placing another one exactly the same, make sure that you check the height of the old one that you're replacing, and then adjust the new one then to the same height as the old one, and then you get the same water level and it'll fill up the same level as what the old one has. So anyway, not much to explain now. Bit of a boring video, nothing interesting, not very good at explaining stuff. More of a I'm more of a, you know, just get on with it and do it, not one to explain very well anyway. So there we are, and that's just another look at the box. Okay, there we are. Thanks for watching. Take care now to that.